of Trustees to order. It's 5:30, and the first thing on our agenda is a public hearing. First, I think we need a roll call. Jim?
Conan, here. Deal. Friedman.
Here.
Harkins.
Here.
Ramirez.
Here.
Hamblin.
Here.
Wallers.
Here. Okay, first thing on the agenda is a public hearing to receive comment from the public on the proposed purchase of the property commonly known as 55 North Madison Street in Oswego. We're way on the public. We got more public coming.
He's one of us.
Anybody want to make a comment? I did notice a trailer in the driveway today loading up all of the wrought iron furniture from the patio. So, that's a good sign. All right, hearing no public comment, then we will adjourn our public hearing and call our regular meeting together. Could I have a roll call again, please, Jim?
Conan, here. Deal. Friedman.
Here.
Harkins.
Here.
Ramirez.
Here.
Hamblin.
Here.
Wallers.
Here. Okay. And pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome, everyone. We all know our mission of the Oswego Public Library District, and we'll move on to open session for public comment. And hearing no public comment, we'll move on in the meeting. Okay, number 6, presentation Eagle Scout project.
He's going to come in June.
Okay.
instead.
Alrighty, and then moving on to 7, approval of the minutes. Let's take a look at the minutes.
I make a motion requested approval of special session minutes from April 9th, 2026, and regular session minutes from April 22nd, 2026.
Thank you, Ryan. Second. Thank you. Any questions, comments? Hearing none, roll call.
Harkins.
Yes.
Ramirez.
Yes.
Hamblin.
Yes.
Wallers.
Yes.
Conan, yes. Friedman.
Yes. Okay, correspondence.
You have those in your packet on page, it should be, I think, 12 and 13. First one is request for copy playtime stuff. With games to come, I think he meant kids to come for the games. They're video games you can play. Hire chairs with arms for elderly patron, make it easier to get up. I do wish they would have specified where. We actually used to have a lot of chairs with arms, and we stopped buying chairs with arms because they kept snapping off, but people use them to use their body weight to get up. Yeah. So we could certainly get some, but I'm not sure where specifically. They're talking about like the computers. They're talking about, we have, like at the staff desk, there's usually chairs, so we'll look into getting something that can be moved around maybe. And then on page 13, the hand dryer in the women's restroom is way too low, please raise it. And then thanks for providing fresh fruits and vegetables at the food pantry. We don't usually have fresh fruit and vegetables, but I do know some members of the public bring stuff in, and sometimes they bring that. And that's it for correspondence.
Okay.
So I have a question, because the copy playtime got me thinking. What are like movies and games that are like movies in the adult section? Okay, on kids' part.
And with the video games, I don't know if it has the same restriction, but there's no game in the box, you actually have to go up to the
Right,
desk
to get it.
to get it.
Yeah, because that one I think is rated like MA,
Yeah,
14 and up or something, so, yeah, just a, because this handwriting looks so.
it does, I know.
I'm thinking of my 8-year-old not knowing anything about it, just drawing the characters in class and being like, yay, copy playtime, but it's a horror video game, so, yeah. And, just curious.
Okay, moving on to review of financials.
Okay, page 14 is the fund balances. Everything is right in line with where we would expect it to be right now. Page 15 starts the general fund. The only thing I'm really going to point out on there, as mentioned before, we are over on legal services. We've done a lot of stuff with the lawyers this year. I did bump that up for the budget for next year. And then if you look under furniture, it looks like we've spent 200% of what we allocated. We actually got money from the Friends of the Library, and also we got that $17,000 grant from the Community Foundation of the Fox Valley, which is why it looks like it's double what it should be. So that is not actually overspent. Let's see, then page 16, we are above where we expected to be for gas. That is just due to kind of variable utility costs, but otherwise everything in the different budgets is pretty much right where we expected to be. Unless anyone has questions.
Our electric bills are going to increase substantially starting next month.
Yeah. We are doing, as far as that goes, like AJ is working on switching all of our fixtures to LED. So we are working on some stuff like that, but yeah, it's hard to predict ahead of time what we're really gonna hit for utilities.
Mine's gone up already. Not that I'm complaining. Okay, could I have a motion on the financials, please?
Make a motion to approve the fund balance and revenue and expense reports.
Second.
Second. Very good. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please, Jim.
Wallers,
Yes.
Conan, abstain, Deal,
Yes.
Friedman,
Yes.
Harkins,
Yes.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes. Moving on to accounts payable.
Starts on page 25. A few bills I will point out, the Carmody Group on page 25, that is for, we just had all of the windows at this building re-caulked, because we had a lot of leakage problems. And then they also painted the, I don't know what you call it, the pergola outside the front doors. Any of those that were not stained wood, they were painted, the paint had really just started coming off, so we had all that redone. On page 26, Granger, that is for our facilities. He's ordering new light bulbs, getting some self-flush toilets. I expect we'll see another big bill like this for May bills as well, as he spends out the rest of his facilities money. Page 27, we had, you see a bunch for King County Treasurer. This is tax bills, which I'm a little miffed about because we did apply to get taken off the tax rolls, and the county has said, no, we have to keep paying taxes until we actually build the building, which is not the case for the Park District or the Village. I asked Kendall County Village, I asked Montgomeryville, I asked, no one else has to do this, so the attorney is appealing, but in the meantime, we do have to pay the tax bills. And it's separated by each individual plot of land that we own in King County. So a little frustration there, but we'll see what the attorney can get done. And then I think that's about it for unusual bills. We do have a lot more bills than normal. With the end of the fiscal year, all the departments are trying to spend out the remainder of their budgets. Any questions on any bills?
successful with the appeal, will they refund the money?
I doubt it, but I don't know. It's never happened. We bought property in Kendall County and had no problems.
I
They
know,
just take it
I
off.
was surprised when I saw the checks, I thought,
Yeah.
what? You know,
And I had a meeting with the Oswego Village and the Village of Montgomery, and I asked Jeff, like, do you guys have to pay on empty properties? And he said, no, of course not. Once we buy it, it's off. I said, well, why is the library not
yeah, it
included?
doesn't make sense.
So, I don't know. The guy at I don't know, at the county that the attorney was talking to, he said that, he felt like he cited some law, and our attorney said, well, that doesn't say anything about them still paying taxes on it, though, and so he's gonna appeal it to a higher up and see if we can get it fixed, but.
Thank you for working at that, trying to get that taken care of. I wondered about that when I saw
It was,
all of
yeah, I was like, I don't understand it at all. If the park district and the village don't have to pay, why would we, but.
Is there a special?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay. Could I have a motion on the accounts payable, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the May 2026 bills in the amount of $474,438.14.
Second.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Roll call, please, Jim.
Wallers,
Yes.
Conan, abstain, Deal,
Yes.
Friedman,
Yes.
Harkins,
Yes.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes. Okay, at this time, I would request a motion to go into executive session for the employment of I don't know what else we say there. There's a term, yeah, employment discussion, how's that? Could I have a motion?
I'll move to go into closed session.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please, Jim.
Wallers,
Yes.
Conan, yes, Deal,
Yes.
Friedman,
Yes.
Harkins,
Yes.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes. Okay, give everybody a second to go back into regular session.
I move we go back to regular session.
Here.
Second.
Second, yes. And all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, director's report. Now, you were mentioning something?
Sorry.
It's okay.
Page 32, Director's Report. A few things on here. I still need to find out from other libraries about the social media, so we can do a comparison. I'm also going to be changing this up a little bit to start including like a up 4% or down 4% for some of these key statistics, so we have an idea of where we compare to from previous years, because I think it's hard to remember for myself as well. A few updates for me. We have had 2 strategic planning meetings with the board and the managers. We've also had management and myself meet with Craig online, and then the managers and myself all met to set those initiatives, to review what he had and try to come up, make sure they're okay. So he said he will have an updated final product for us at the June meeting. Let's see, a few other things. Catalyst leadership training, I finished that. So that is over, had my little graduation and everything. We did have a state auditor come to review the per capita, which is a new thing the state is doing. They're sending out auditors to every library that gets over $20,000 for the per capita grant. So it was a first for us. It went really well, they were very nice. They're really more trying to see what I think libraries are looking for, as opposed to like how they can help us more. And then we do have a practicum student who is someone who's working on getting their associate's degree for working in libraries. They will be working all summer. We also have a high school intern, which is a paid position, just started this week, and that will also be for the summer. As you know, we had a hearing for buying property. If you guys vote to approve that, that closing date will be June 9th. And I think we have everything all set up as far as everything for that. Let's see. Page 33, I included reference week statistics. We keep those for our state reports, and typically we take those twice a year, and we do estimated average per year based on that, but we just did them in April, so I did include them on here. In a week, we had 841 questions that we answered between the two buildings, and we pulled 575 items for holds. So,
What constitutes, how do you track the questions asked?
they have like a little tally sheet they keep
Okay.
track, and they do divide them up between like reference questions, which would be like a really extensive research type question versus, you know, logistical questions, where can I find this, or can you help me find a book? So, yeah.
And that's both buildings.
Both buildings at all desks in both buildings. That's the sum total. I'm trying to think if I have anything else for director's report. I think that's everything. Anyone has questions?
Could I have a motion to approve the director's report?
I move we approve the director's report.
Thank you.
Second.
Second, thank you. Any questions? Roll call, please, Jim.
Friedman,
Yes.
Parkins,
Yes.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Wallers,
Yes.
Connor, yes, Deal.
Yes.
Okay, committee reports, no committee reports. And we don't have any for committee meetings?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. On unfinished business, staff salaries for fiscal year 2027.
So you have in there on page 34 and 35. 34 has the estimated costs of, it has our current salary amount, estimated 3%, 4%, or 5%, and what that would cost along with the budget. Any of those would be within budget. CPI right now is April was 3.8. And then we also included raise histories and the actual cost for salaries for the past 6 or 7 years. And then on page 35 is the salary scale with the 2% increase from last year. So we typically automatically increase that by 2% for cost of living increases, and then the board can choose to add on an additional amount if they want to.
Did we have a recommendation from the finance committee?
The finance committee, when they met before, they did not have a specific amount at that time.
So, not being an economist, but knowing how expensive everything is getting, and of course that's going to be reflected and already is in our expense reports. I still feel like, I don't know, a moral obligation to help our people, right? So like, my inclination would be to give them the 5%. And again, that's coming from not knowing how the numbers would pan out really, or not having really in-depth understanding of economics, but that's how I feel.
Okay. Would you like to make that in the form of a motion?
Yeah.
Or would we like to have a discussion about that?
Anybody wants to discuss? Come up with your-
Yeah, I think we need to go for, I'm not real comfortable with 5.
When will this go into effect?
July 1?
Yes. does say in 2015, we did do a 5%. We went back down to 3, and then have been consistent at 4 for a while. So it's not unprecedented that we would go that high. And also, the economy is volatile, and there's potential that, you know, it would be okay if we went back down to 3 in a following vote, just if everything stabilized a little bit more. But, I mean, I'm looking at gas prices being what they are, and I'm looking at cost of living just consistently rising above the rate of inflation. And, I want our people to want to work here and feel taken care of, and to minimize turnover as much as possible, and create really good work culture, and I think salary is a big part of that.
Would anyone like to make a motion?
I would like to make a motion to approve salary increase by 5% for staff cost of living for fiscal year 2027.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any comments or questions?
I sure would like to know how the government figures that its inflation is only 3.8%. I don't know what they're, maybe you guys know more about that than I do, what they base that on. They sure don't shop at the grocery store, I know that.
Well, I think it might be a problem if we're gonna go and ask taxpayers for more money, that we just gave everybody 5%. I mean, just realistically, as a taxpayer, I think that's gonna rub some people the wrong way. So, if we're going for a referendum soon, I don't know if they're gonna be like, you just voted yourselves no, not us, but, you know, a raise, and you wanna ask us for more money? So that's kind of my rub.
Yeah,
And then if everything's going up, we only have so much budget.
right,
So
right.
we also have to consider,
I mean,
Yes,
it's tight for
yes.
everybody, like, yeah, not just them, but us as well, so
Sure.
totally get that.
Any other questions? If not, we'll call the question. Could I have a roll call, please, Jim?
Ramirez,
Yes.
Tamplin,
Yes.
Wallers,
Yes.
Conan, abstain, Deal,
is this to approve this?
Yeah, to approve my motion for 5%.
Yeah, I'm saying,
Friedman,
Yes,
Harkins.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, moving on. Working budget for fiscal year 2027. Crystal?
Page 36. You guys saw a draft of this, that went back in March, we did this. I did make a couple small changes. We did get our exact estimated property tax for next year, and it was about 100,000 more than I had originally estimated. So I was able to raise back up like the staff training amounts. Those are higher than they were when you saw them back in February. The other things I put in here, I put some extra money in miscellaneous. I would like to do a benchmarking survey for salaries for similarly sized libraries, to make sure we're still in range with where we should be. And let's see, I think that was the biggest one, was the benchmarking. I do still have the custodial very high, in case we do have to actually do a full parking lot replacement. If not, we'll have extra money for, you know, something else. But I didn't want to not budget for that in case we have to do it. But AJ will do some investigating before we really go all into that, because I think we have to go out for bid no matter if we ended up doing a full replacement. So the Social Security and the IRF are still estimates. They don't have the actual amounts for us yet. They have a different fiscal year than we do. But historically, it's typically right around 6 and 7%, so they should be right in line.
You said you increased the legal fees.
I did bump up legal fees, yes, by double what we had last year. And I also still have extra money in furniture because I do think we have to start replacing some of the chairs from the 80s. The wood is very slippery and I don't think it would be worth trying to sand them down and refinish and all that.
Do we have any idea, can you get any information from ComEd as to, or our energy supplier, as to where we're going to go with energy rates, electric particularly?
Yeah.
And this is a little random, but I thought a while back we talked a little bit about solar. And we haven't talked about it for a while, but I wonder if that's something at least to investigate. The Montgomery campus would seem to be a good candidate, 'cause it's got a lot of roof.
Yeah.
It's pretty open. I'm not so sure about Oswego, but, and I realize there's a cap in Wisconsin and, you know, the payback might be a longer period, but at least it would be good to see if it's, you know, worth exploring, I think.
Okay. Yeah, we can definitely do that. Any other questions?
If not, could I have a motion on 14B1 on the working budget, please?
I'll make a motion for the approval of working budget for fiscal year 2027.
And a second?
Okay, she's got it, that's good enough.
Nice and firm.
Kids. Okay. Any other questions or comments? Roll call, please, Jim.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Camplin,
Yes.
Wallers,
Yep.
Conan, abstained, Deal,
Yes.
Friedman,
Yes.
Harkins.
Yes.
Very good. Moving on, we took a road trip, and we've got pictures for those who weren't able to be there. Anybody want to say anything?
We saw 2 libraries, the branches for Gail Gordon, and I think I'd like us to continue seeing more libraries. It definitely helped the staff feel more comfortable with the idea of a smaller library. I hope it helped the board members who came. I think it's pronounced Rico branch is pages 38 to 41. And I surveyed the people who attended, what their thoughts were, and a lot of it was the same. Everybody really liked that branch the best, but they did think it was missing study rooms and a meeting room. Otherwise, they were very charmed by it, it seemed like. The other branch we saw was the South Elgin branch, page 42 to 48. That branch, it was really different. It is actually a little shopping center. 4 separate businesses were supposed to be in it, and they combined it into one. And it has a credit union in the library, so you walk in and there's like a credit union right there.
Facility.
Yeah, they pay rent to be in the library. It was very different.
That's something to consider.
But people liked that one. They didn't like how it still felt kind of like 4 separate spaces. The layout wasn't as nice. But again, size-wise, I think everybody felt like, and it was only 10,000 square feet, which is smaller than what we're thinking we would have. People still felt like it felt really nice to be in there. It didn't feel like it was lacking. And I did email out, if you haven't seen your email, I have arranged a tour of Algonquin, which will be the furthest library we go to. It is like an hour and 20 minutes away. However, it is 16,000 square feet on 2 floors, which I thought might be really, and they just renovated in 2024, I think. So it would be a really good contender for our property size.
When are we doing?
That is gonna be August 20th. She asked that we did not come during summer reading, which I don't understand. Yeah,
Is Raytown the first one?
that was the first one we saw.
Did that have a basement?
No, just one floor.
I'd be interested to know from our, well,
What'd you say, August 28th?
I
August
don't know
20th.
as if we can avoid having a basement on our side.
I don't know.
And I don't know if I'd want to, because I just wondering, you know, what kind of cost savings you get. But I think with our topography, we're gonna want sort of that walkout element.
And this one that I have in August has a walkout patio.
So, you know, that's not always desirable space though, you know, underground. But anyway, but I thought the Rico branch is very nice. And, you know, they have good color selection. You know, the light, you know, it was really nice. And, yeah, it was good. And I thought they were very creative with their second branch, utilizing existing space. I mean, you know, well done.
Mhm.
For them. Interesting too, that, you know, they felt the need to have those two smaller satellites so close together, which they know their market, so that's good. So, yeah, I was pleased really that you could do so much without small enough space, so.
I thought the first one we saw was also easily expandable,
Yeah.
Mhm.
you know. It could go a lot of directions out of that.
Yeah, the second one was almost not fair, because, you know, that, they just did the best they could with what they had to work with. And I think they made a good choice. But, you know, the Raycow one, had a lot of advantages. Parking was excellent, expanded, you know, and they overbuilt the parking because of the arrangement they had with the cities. That was nice. Yeah.
I like the landscaping too.
Mhm.
And they had drive-up windows at both of them, where you could drive up and get your holds right there. You didn't have to go to your car, which
That was nice.
Oh, and then they had the automated locker system, right, that you could leave the book and go in and get it.
yeah, kind of like the Amazon lockers. You can go to stores and they had that for their holds.
Cool.
Yeah.
There's so many things that libraries do all over that are just different, like you don't even think about it, and then it's very helpful and useful and creative.
The one branch didn't have any computers to use, but you could check out a laptop. Like you type in a code and take the laptop out, and you could use it and return it to the locker.
Like how kids do with their Chromebooks in school, they
Yeah.
take them from the rack.
So you didn't have to have designated tables for computer work. You could just, any table could become a computer table. It's a space saver, so.
And in Rayco, they had a computer bar, so it was like,
I see
see
that.
in the airport where you, yeah, picture the one thing that they said though is that people thought it was too tall.
Too tall, we're gonna lower it.
But I wonder, you know, so that was very efficient, for sure, you know.
And then they just had really minimal collections. I mean, felt like there was a lot of books, but they're just doing like popcorn materials. They don't have all the, you know, stuff that only goes out once a year at that location.
Yeah,
So.
the deep in the stacks, but.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone felt like it was lacking in books. Like it still felt like you had a ton of choices.
Yeah. The automatic sorters were interesting. I had never seen those before, so what kind of labor savings does that bring to the table?
I mean, you could definitely man a building with less staff. You don't have to have someone checking in. You still have to have someone to shelve everything.
Yeah.
There is a big upfront cost with those because every book has to be specially labeled. So you have to label all the books in the collection to make those work.
So the RF codes that you have to put on there, is that just a sticker?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then how can you like track those, like in the stacks too?
No.
No. It's just,
Have that capability yet, but I mean, I think we can, right?
We can.
But we don't have that.
but I mean, if we put our codes on our books, then, like, if somebody left them, we find it, or not?
No, I think
We
we
would,
have those
we would need a,
wands.
we'd need a reader.
You can scan the shelves and it'll say it's in other place, but it's not like a,
It needs to be right close to.
Yeah.
So it's really only to help sort them as they go
Yes.
through that machine, okay. Well, that's probably something we should talk about the architects, you know, it seems like if we're trying to reduce the amount of librarians that we have, that would be useful. And then I don't know if you bring it into the other two branches too.
And if we get a system that is compatible with, we use Danish RFID tags. If we get the thing that's compatible with those tags, we won't have to re-tag everything. I think we could use just the tags that are already in it.
that would save money then.
That would save a ton of money.
Yeah.
As I age, I get more claustrophobic, so the study pod was a little concerning to me. You hermetically sealed under glass.
Yeah.
But they said they use them.
You heard of those like tiny apartments in Japan? They're like basically like a.
Like a drawer.
Yeah.
Drawer.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's,
I wish I would have been able to go with all of you, but I went on my own on Saturday.
Oh, awesome.
And so there are a couple things that popped into my mind when I was going around. One, yes, they were very close together, but very different. For the one that was the establishment, I don't remember which, I guess, the non-Rayco was with other buildings.
Yes, and I had the
Yeah.
credit unit.
There was a grocery store right next door.
Yeah, one thing I liked about that space was a lot of the shelves were movable,
Mhm.
which gave flexibility as far as what you might want to do with the space.
Yeah.
I just, so you all know, at work, there are plans that are starting to be underway for our unit to move into a brand new space. So there's, granted, student success and libraries aren't exactly the same thing, but there's some similarities. So I like that ability to be able to move shelves, to do some different things with the space. I thought that was great. And the other thing that I think might be worth doing is, yes, looking at libraries makes a ton of sense. Could not agree more. I think also it might be worth just taking a look at some other places that are third spaces
Mhm.
that aren't libraries. The reason I say that is, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to roll my resume out here. When I was in publishing, I oversaw our trade shows, had a chance to learn from the best consultant around. And he said, if you want to be distinctive in what you're doing, don't just, as in publishing, he said, don't go look at booths at bookshops. Go to a power equipment show or go somewhere else. And you might get ideas that you can transform and really make useful in that space. So I think Steve Miller's right. I think there might be something there to say, let's look at those spaces and just see if there's anything that really piques our interest. And if not, say, Jim, don't waste our time with that.
Those are some good thoughts too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Pete and I volunteered for Vancouver, Canada.
these guys talked about, they made a trip out to British Columbia to look at some libraries out there. So we thought, yeah, it'd be thorough.
Let's really just, yeah, we're talking about field trip, let's talk about field trip.
That's right.
Not everybody has that kind of commitment.
Yeah, right.
I'm not even gonna go there.
Well, thanks for finding good places for us to look at. That's really helpful.
I should, did you see, did I just send that to Sarah? When we took the Rocky Mountain train trip, we stopped in Whistler, was one of our nightly stays, and I must have taken 50 pictures of the library, which was right on the town square in downtown Whistler. I should pull those pictures out because they had a lot of things that were kind of cool that they were doing there. I'll pull them out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Terry had a bunch of pictures too, and you went,
Oh, he's taking pictures all the time.
yeah, the libraries, yeah.
You took pictures in the library in Los Angeles.
That's amazing place.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. New business. Ordinance 26-4. Could we have a motion on that ordinance, please? For the purchase of property.
I'll make a motion for the approval of ordinance 26-4, approving plans for property purchase and the finance plan for said property purchase.
I'll second.
Thank you. I don't think we need any comments on that. This simply tells people that what the hearing is about. We're going to purchase the property, and we have the money to do it. So with that, if there's no other questions, Jim, could we have a roll call, please?
Ramirez,
Yes.
Camplin,
Yes.
Wallers? Yes. Conan, yes. Deal,
Yes.
Friedman,
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Harkins.
Yes.
Okay. Moving on to the Assistant Library Director. Miss Ally Parker. Sitting over here, welcome Ally.
Thank you.
Would you like to make any comments or say anything, or?
Would love the opportunity. I mean, you know, I have been here a little over 2 years, very invested in this library district and, you know, kind of see where we can take things and how we can build up our staff and serve our community members better and, yeah, just happy to be here and happy for this potential opportunity. Yeah.
Good. We've heard good things about you, so we would say welcome, but you're already a staff member, so, you know, new position, new goals.
Thank you so much.
Okay, with that, could I have a motion, please?
Go for it, go for it. I have it first.
I'll make a motion for the approval of hiring a new assistant library director.
Second.
She would be Ally Parker. Roll call, please.
Deal,
Yes.
Friedman,
Yes.
Harkins,
Yes.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Camplin,
Yes,
Wallers,
Yes.
Conan, yes.
welcome.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity.
You're gonna do great. I'm very serious.
I do have a question.
Yes.
Thank you.
Krista, when and how do you, I'm just curious, when and how do you think you're thinking about communicating with staff about what we just spoke about?
I think that they will know that she's going to move into that position, but it's probably gonna have to wait until the new fiscal year.
Gotcha.
Which would be July 1st. Hopefully we'll have someone in the wings ready to start her old position of head of young adult services. So, but I think we'll tell everyone right away that that's gonna be a change that's coming.
So we can just run out after here.
Yeah. You could, I won't stop you.
I know somebody who works here and,
Oh.
You do?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm just
okay.
gonna, I can say that.
I will post her an email tomorrow to announce it.
Just one night, you gotta wait one night.
I've heard you're very good at keeping secrets.
I was gonna say that, but that can just go sideways. from
Well,
you.
that was she. I don't remember what it was about, but she said, I didn't even know anything about this.
Okay,
Very good.
Okay, moving on.
thank you.
As we do each year, we hire our auditing firm, and we have a motion to that effect. Could I have a motion?
I move to approve the audit with Webster and Associates for an amount of $15,350.
Thank you. Second.
Second.
Any other questions or comments? Roll call, please, Chuck.
Wallers,
Yes.
Conan, yes, Deal,
Yes.
Friedman,
Yes.
Harkins,
Yes.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Hamlin.
Yes. Okay, the next thing we have is first reading of the electronic payment policy, which you have on page 50? Yeah, that's August. 54.
So this is, we've been having a little bit of trouble in that we have bills that come due, we have to wait, until they're voted on, and then we have to mail them, which takes up to a week as well. And so we've been having some of our accounts delinquent and sometimes shut down until they get the payments. So what we're hoping we can do is after the meeting, if you guys have voted, instead of mailing the check, Melissa can make an online payment and void the check.
And not for everything.
Just for,
There's a few things, like our new American Express, the corporate card, that's one I would have a little difficulty with because now we have bank statements and they don't have an official due date, they have a recommended due date, which is like the middle of the month. And so we've been late, so I did have to pay one online, because otherwise it's gonna freeze up our account. So that's one that I would really like to be able to pay. Yeah, after you guys approved it and looked at it and still do the same process as you would with a check, I'm just paying it online.
so we have a policy here, which this was kind of all last minute, we realized we needed to do this, so I still take the attorneys to review this before it's officially voted on policy. And then a motion to let us do that for this month, so that this month she can make the,
American
before this policy is actually official.
Okay.
I would be able to do that.
I'm our treasurer for our church, and we've gone to online payments. So I review now, I don't just write the checks, but I review the payment and initial that same type of process.
Yeah.
And we're probably making more payments online now than we are with
Everyone
checks.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
With the village is the only one I still get a check.
so that's, makes sense. I think what we can do is approve it, or we don't have to approve it, but we'll have a first reading on it tonight, and then we'll have it looked at by the attorney before we bring it back for final approval. Okay? Okay, so,
But can you make a motion then for
Just to
today?
approve
Just for,
the American Express.
I'll make a motion for the approval to allow bills that have been voted on at today's board meeting to be paid electronically to avoid having delinquent accounts.
one second.
Second.
Thank you. Any
Almost
other?
checked the right.
Okay, roll call, please, Jim.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Hamlin,
Yes.
Wallers,
Yes.
Conan, yes, Deal,
Yes.
Friedman,
Yes.
Harkins.
Yes.
Very good. All right, I think we're down to that point in the agenda where Emily's giving me the call sign there. Emily had a question, and I said, I don't know, there might be a point in the agenda where you could ask the question or bring it up, and so this is that point. So,
I was looking at the agendas for Naperville Library and did a little very light cursory research, and it seems to be not too uncommon of a thing, pretty common actually, for boards to have fundraising committees. So that would sort of tie up loose ends in regards to, we have the Friends of the Library, we have various other avenues of income or revenue that aren't our standard ones. So perhaps a fundraising committee would provide a little bit of structured oversight for those things. And that committee could then also come up with ideas for fundraising and have a more, I guess, unified, streamlined, less loose approach towards fundraising for the library. And I think there's a lot that we could do with it. I mean, there's a lot of different fundraising that other libraries have been doing that I did some just, again, very cursory research on. But I think it'd be a good addition to our board.
and you might have members of that committee that aren't necessarily board members.
Right. We could get other people involved, staff, or even, constituents.
Find a daddy Warbucks somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
We have Montgomery, or we have a library foundation, right? No.
Friends.
We
Friends.
just have friends, but we
So
don't
they
have.
would be a logical participant
Right.
in the committee. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I said we talk it out and we'll bring it back at a future meeting and put it on the agenda and have a discussion.
So,
Okay.
yeah, I'd like to know a little bit more about the idea. This is kind of interesting. I've never heard that before, so.
Even the American Library Association itself has a fundraising committee. And I think the Illinois Library Association does as well. So it's well within our purview to be able to commit to something like that and bring in more income.
Okay, all right. That would, yeah.
So you can work with Krista to put it on the agenda and
Yeah,
put it a little
I'll
more.
do some more research and bring some more concrete ideas.
And I can check with Naperville.
Yeah, yeah, I was looking through their agenda, I don't know why I was doing this, but research. And I saw a committee for fundraising, and they had recently brought in enough funds to complete some projects that they were working on, and I was like, that sounds great. Sorry, but,
I was just gonna say, what were they fundraising for?
yeah, I think they had some specific projects that they had earmarked for it, so
They got a major one coming with their parking lot,
perhaps that was it,
Naperville,
yeah.
major.
That might have been it.
Right, if you've seen what they're gonna do?
Yeah,
It
that down
was-
at the
The downtown
downtown
on
location. yeah.
Jefferson,
It was one of their most recent agendas, so it could have very well been.
would be,
What are they gonna do?
build a big parking deck.
I was gonna say, supposedly they're gonna fix their parking problem, because that lot's full by 9 AM.
Oh, cool.
People use it for just walking around downtown too,
Right,
so
right.
that's part of the issue.
Okay, thank you.
I'll check into it.
Okay.
We're on main topics tonight. So, Krista, so from time to time, like I'll get a call from the village about something, and they won't call you directly, they'll call me. So, example is our lots on River Street are being cut.
Mhm.
So I get a call from the building department saying, hey, can you make sure your lots are gonna get cut? So I'm getting ready to call you, and I realize you were on vacation at the time. Now, it turned out they showed up like the next day, so it was not an issue. But I guess what I'd like to know is, if I get a question from somebody, like the village, on an issue, what's the chain of command I'm gonna follow to contact you, then Ally, then, who?
Then Melissa,
What do
yeah.
I do? And, if it's something like handling grass cutting, do I just call AJ? And I could use the phone numbers and
Okay.
emails, I guess.
I can get you that. There was actually an issue with that. We had them mowing the, was it 1111 and 1109, or 109 and 111. But we never told them about the VFW property, so they were not mowing that middle part. So that it has been fixed. They will make sure they're mowing the whole thing now. But yeah, I'll get you guys all a list of contact numbers.
And why are they calling Mr. Director?
They're-
'Cause he's
they
just,
know me,
he.
so they- the building guys know me pretty well, so they, and
Drinking questions also.
Got it. Got it.
Okay, with that, let's see, our next upcoming scheduled meeting, June 24th, at Oswego campus, 5:30 in the evening, before we take the month of July off for good behavior. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you all.
Hey.